before I start, we were served with a letter just for housekeeping purposes. We were served a letter that my learned friend has referred to from Smartmatic. It was addressed to the registrar of this court. So for parity of arms, we will wish to also make reference to that letter as we submit. First thing I must say this. IBC, in the report by the registrar, I'll start from page 17. You know the registrar says, forensically captured, compliance task, forensically captured image of the server holding form 34C, not provided. We move quickly to page 21. Virtual server image. All agents were interested in knowing the virtual server creation date. It was established that both the creation and modified date for the image was 31st August 2022, though the technical team at IBC could not locate the correct data store for the image. Very important. Page 22. The agent requested IBC to provide certified copies of penetration tests conducted before and during the election. ICT director and IBC advocate provided certified penetration test conducted before the election. IBC advocate informed the applicants that IBC did not carry out penetration tests during the election period, citing penetration tests are not conducted during the election. That is very important, and I asked the court to find out why it's important to conduct penetration tests. At page 24, it was noted that the containers running in the virtual machine are actual computers. IEBC declined to share further details on the containers. Ask your expert why they refused, and they'll tell you. At page 25, what was the IEBC password policy on the server? The response, captured by the registrar. IEBC could not display for security reasons. Number 31, the agent wanted to know why the user says logs in from server 192.168.95.64. There was no proper explanation for this issue. The agent requested to know if the antivirus or anti-malware was installed. IBC did not respond. What am I trying to say? Just even from the basic information that was provided to the agents for the scrutiny, IBC successfully exposed how vulnerable our system was. And for the first year, IT students, I'll give you, they can take down note what IBC gave as the memory. The capacity of the server that was provided. Memory was 6.4 GB. Clock speed was 9.84 GHz. Hard disk was 300 GB. The server specifications that they provided us with is less than even the laptops that we're using here. That is what they are presenting to us, that they were hosting the entire election infrastructure in these elections. It was not possible. Why I've put that image? It's very important we know. I talked about the middleman. Diego Armando Camargo, distributing results. That is the person who you are not allowed to see. That is the person who, when the Supreme Court makes an order to be allowed complete access, to be provided the password policies, that is the Diego Camargo who we are being told you cannot access him. That back office, polling station goes to him. He's the one who sends to the returning officer. He's the one who sends to the National Tallying Center. He's the one who sends to the public portal. He's the one controlling everything. He's the midfielder distributing to everybody the results of this election. What he says are the results. You can now remove the portal. You can remove it, please. Having said that, we must note that as the world evolves, technology in elections also evolves. Previously, when my learned senior, James Orengo, was running in 1979 in Ugenya, people used to stuff ballots and run away with them physically. Progressively, they start changing forms. Now, elections are stolen on technology. That's why I said machines are voting for us. I refer you to a case that I've mentioned in my authorities, Dr. W versus the German Bundestag, where the Germans asked themselves, are the Germans really voting or machines are choosing our leaders? And they, are we going to ignore it? I pray that we do not. If it reaches a point that elections are not transparent even to the Supreme Court, and I draw inspiration to the provisions of our laws that provide once a petition is filed The entire infrastructure of that election, ballot boxes, ballot papers, forms, are submitted to the courts. Ask yourselves, have you been given access or have you been handed over to as a court the entire election infrastructure for the presidential elections 2022? The answer is no. It is in the hands of the mathematics, and they've said they shall not give you. Do what you want. On to the scrutiny. And I thank you very much, my lords and my ladies, for allowing my application for Form 34A, Book 2 of 2 to be provided. This is the reason why we asked for that form. And I'll show you the mischief of what happened. In 2017, the basic ground upon which this court was able to expose the irregularities was through the fake forms. Fake forms were used in the elections. Remember, ballot is the currency, forms are the returns of that currency. What did Chebukati do in this election? He decided to print genuine forms in excess. He printed deliberately without a commission resolution genuine forms in excess in all the 46,000 polling stations. They were not needed. What did he end up doing when the party agents raised it? Mr. Chebukati proceeded to send them to all the 46,000 polling stations. All those 46,000 genuine forms, Book 2 of 2. So in your electoral universe, you are now parallel to the genuine forms from Book A. You also have another set of genuine forms, Book 2. What has the scrutiny disclosed to us? It has disclosed to us that 50% of Book 2 was used. I had requested that we be given Book 2 in the entire country. And the court in clarification said, limit it to the polling stations in Ms. Celestine's affidavit. And I took it. It has confirmed what I believed actually happened.
Mr. Chair, please point us to the report where that is captured.
No, the reports, oh, sorry. The numbers are found from page, the registrar has not given you the tabulation of percentages, but from page 175.
You see, it's a submission you're making comes from the report.
Yes.
So we'd like to find from the report where that 50% appears. That's
okay, the 50%, if you look at from page 175, sorry. It gets to 50% when you add them. You must do the addition. There are 27 polling stations.
In the report?
The word 50%?
Yes.
I can mention the polling stations.
But it's not in the report, it's your calculation.
My calculation, yes, it's my calculation. It's my calculation based on what the registrars found. Like if you find, for example, Kakamega High School, there was no form provided. For Book 2 was never provided. Bomet County, Gorgor School, polling station 2, not provided. Kasagik Primary School, polling station 1 of 1, forms not provided. St. Joseph Kapkerich Primary School, the form was used. Chesentum Primary School, form was used. Kamwai Primary School, form was used. So if you add up from the registrar's report, they come to 50% of those forms that went out. Now, to explain it in a layman's language, because this is very important that we understand. It's like saying, I have printed for every polling station 700 ballot papers. But let me print an additional 700. Then you send all of them to the polling stations. And you issue a gazette notice telling polling stations, when you receive the ballot papers, please return to me 700 untouched. Only use 700. What do the polling presiding officers do when they receive these ballot papers? They decide to liberally use them. So that when you go out to find out where the mischief is, the system is muddled. He has thrown at you so many ballot papers, you cannot know the genuine and the fake. Mr. Chebukati single-handedly directed Book 34 of 2 to be printed. And Book 2 of 2 having been printed, it went out to the stations. The gazette notice required it not to be used. It was used, and the registrar's reform has confirmed.